RapNWrestle.
We're rolling.
What's up? It's Sammy, the Spanish guy Guevara, and new TNT champion. And you, yes, you, right now are listening to the
Bob Culture Podcast.
Bob Culture Podcast.
Yeah, thank you, there.
Nothing between the lines of the page or at a time. Forgiveness is for angels with its angel spell and a line that's in no second chance or redemption can be found. 'Cause you can't run the devil and the devil is running you down.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into a very special Crown Jewel predictions panel episode of the BCP right now with the returning goodest brother, the rebel heart and soul of the BCP, Mr. Chris Nunez. What's up, bro? How are you, man?
Doing great.
Excited for this one?
Yeah, sure.
Excited to be here anyway.
Yeah,
but
sure.
excited for our all-star panel. And welcome back, brother. Welcome back. Please welcome back to the show. You know her as the prodigy princess of professional wrestling. You know her from Kimmy Talks Wrestling, the No Holds Barred Network. Of course, the BCP, Maria Kanellis' personal protege. The list goes on and on. Miss Kimmy So Kool. Kimmy, welcome in. How are you?
I'm good, but you forgot Hall of Famer. Lita inducted me into the virtual signing Hall of Fame.
Exactly. That's the most important thing.
You're the
Thank
first
you.
and probably only one.
Yes, first and only one. Maria Kanellis will be inducting me on November 13th.
The only 20-year-old Hall of Famer that I've ever met in my life. That's amazing, Kimmy. Congratulations.
I'm not the youngest here. Wow, that's a first, honestly.
That's it. Yeah. And you know what?
You're welcome.
Let's welcome her in now because she is making her long-awaited BCP debut. You know her from a Wrestling Gal podcast, Bell to Bells, Women Talk Wrestling or Women's Wrestling Talk. Please welcome in Miss Ella J. Ella, welcome in. How are you?
Hello. I'm fantastic to finally be on here. And Kimmy, I'm so happy to finally be podcasting with you. We have good luck in the air because we were blessed by Lita. She said, have a great podcast. So we're going to have a great podcast.
Oh, of course. So excited.
This podcast was blessed by Lita. I love it. And thank you, Ella, for being there. Guys, we'll get the shameless promo at the end, but Ella's doing great things. I loved her interviews at Empower. I love your interviews everywhere you've been doing some great things. Check it out. But speaking of great things, please welcome back to the show,
Ready to take a gamble.
That's right. We're ready to take a gamble. You know him from Wrestling IQ 101, the RapNWrestle podcast. And I think he's opening gyms all over the Northeast.
Let's go, Mavs.
That's it. Please welcome in Mr. D-Flay, Mr. Derrick Gamble. Derrick, what up, bro?
Wow. Thank you so much. I told you, Rob, only you could bring me out of semi-retirement. I've taken a long break. This is the first thing I've done since like July, man. And it's all because of you. So I'm here because I love you guys. And I'm here to show my support on one of the worst pay-per-views of the year. So you know
Hallelujah for that one.
He's not wrong.
Oh man. Well, let's get into it. I thought we would start with the Queen's Crown tournament. A lot of interesting things going on with this. We talk about the length of time for the matches. We've said this on the show. You know, we've been very underwhelmed with these matches thus far. The brackets have been a little bit confusing to say the least. I'll say this. We mentioned this. These tournaments, Nunez, you brought this up. The King of the Ring has always been about the matches, not just the results, but like these great matches. The women's matches have been lasting an average of 2.5 minutes, if that, not even. So it's very interesting. Right now we have Piper taking on, I can't say Dewdrop, I'm sorry. We have Piper Niven taking on versus Zelina Vega. This is an interesting matchup, at least. I'm glad to see Piper get the shine. I've been a big fan of her for a long time. But Zelina, like Mike Mueller said on the show, she's going to be rocking those outfits. If she's the queen, she's putting on the crown already. Kimmy, I know you have a lot of thoughts on this one. Who walks out of Saudi wearing the crown?
I have too many thoughts. So first of all, I would have done this bracket a hell of a lot different. Where's Liv Morgan? Why is she not in the finals?
Yeah.
Heavy favorite, I thought.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people forget that we'll get into this with the men's. A lot of people can't go to Saudi. Like Shayna Baszler cannot go to Saudi Arabia or Toni Storm because they're gay, and that's not accepted in that country. So to me, like, I understand why you put them in the tournament, but it could have been filled with different people that could have made it a little bit farther. I touched this on my prediction show that I shot this morning that's currently uploading on my computer. But this is a very different match than I had booked for the finals, but I'll take it. I think Zelina Vega needs this desperately. There was a reason they re-signed her to do something, and that's why I'm picking Queen Zelina to probably be the face of Monday Night Raw and finally get that Queen's crown and do something and show people why she is signed with WWE.
Yeah, I'll copy and paste real quick and then I'll throw it to you next, Ella. I'll say this. It's very interesting. Again, this finals match, I'm happy to see Piper involved and get a little bit of that shine. I want to see her get more accolades moving forwards and more chances moving forward. But that being said, this is her first big shot on the main roster, whatever it is. I do think for that reason, Zelina will be the winner of the Queen's Crown here. Although I am not a fan. I'm going to be a fan of all the outfits, #wrestling fashion, but I'm not a fan of them. Like, even Woods did this. Like, they're putting on the robes already. They're putting on the crown already. They're sitting in the chair. Like, that's, first of all, it's a more heel thing. So I guess it works more for Zelina. But, like, I'm never a fan of someone, like, touching the championship trophy, before kind of a thing.
You're not the champ yet.
You're not the champ yet. So I'm nitpicking here. I'm not a fan of that. But I think for all those reasons, I think Zelina does walk out. Not to say this is any sort of consolation prize, because this is a big deal, but just after all she's been through with WWE and not being happy with them clearly on social media. So I think they will give her this for that reason as well. Ella, your thoughts on this?
This is honestly probably the least likely finals I thought was going to happen. I thought for sure, until you brought this up, Kimmy, I didn't even think of your point, but I thought for sure, I was like, there is no way Shayna Baszler is not in the finals of this tournament, and or Liv Morgan. I thought at least one of them was, because going in, you have fan favorites, Liv Morgan and Toni Storm knocked out in the first round. I'm like, okay, Shayna made it to the semis, and then I was absolutely shocked, like, that at that point that the tournament favorite, I would say at that point, was Shayna Baszler in the semifinals, and a lot of people were assuming it'd be Shayna and Carmella when it's literally the opposite in Zelina and Doudrop. So I will say at least we have that unpredictable factor going into this finals. Like, this is probably the least likely two I would have expected to go all the way. I think at this point, though, I mean, Zelina would make a good Queen's Crown as a heel. I mean, she's already we saw her on the throne on Monday Night Raw watching that semifinals match. And like you said, I mean, if they're going to appease Zelina, this would be worth it, I think. The match quality, though, in this tournament has been awfully poor. The longest match was, I believe, Natalya and Doudrop in the opening round at like 241 or something. It's just been like utterly disappointing compared to the length of like the men's matches in the King of the Ring. But for this one, I can see it maybe going either way, but I think it would be cool to have a heel win, because I think Zelina could really pull off like the whole queen mentality.
Yeah, it makes sense. Very well said. That's why you're here. Nunes, I'm going to throw it to you next, because Ella brings up that point that you had brought out when we were talking about the King of the Ring. It's about the matches. Like, I enjoyed Piper versus Shayna. I thought it was a great match, but again, way too short. Like, I loved the storytelling. I thought it was going to build, be something good, especially after the backlash on social media about the matches being so short, man. But you always talk about how important the matches are, man. And that's a big part of King of the Ring. Now we have this Queen's Crown tournament, man. Do you think it's going to be Zelina walking out with the crown here?
So, but also to make a point too, as well as the matches, it's how people are booked. And it's also who's in the tournament themselves. Like Kimmy brought up Liv Morgan. I was saying a dark horse, maybe Dana Brooke. Possibly Natalya being like the veteran and not really having much singles like success lately. This definitely is a unlikely finals. I thought maybe even Toni Storm would be there as well. I'm gonna go with my heart on this one. I'm gonna say Piper Niven. Zelina would make a very good queen with the we do need a heel queen. That's always a good thing. I'm gonna go with Piper Niven. Why not?
Never pick with your heart, Nunes. How many times I can tell you this?
I know I can't
never pick with your heart.
Can't help it.
No, we'll see what happens.
It's working lately though.
But someone I know who's not going to pick with his heart, because he has #Derrick Facts. Let's throw it to D Flav. What do you got on this one, bro?
Always, always. So the first fact that we need to have on this is that can we all agree that the Queen of the Ring and the King of the Ring, it should have been its own event. What happened to the old days where we got to see all the matches in one night and the winner was crowned? You had to go through 3 competitors to get all the way to the end, and then you won your crown.
I'm so on board with that.
That's the first part. That's definitely the first part with this. This should have been made into its own event, because now we avoid the things like going to Saudi Arabia, where historically they have been against women. They have been against gays, like Kimmy just said. So now you can't even really book this the way you want to book it, because you can't even have the people you want to have in Saudi Arabia to begin with. So number one, this should have just been its own event where they could have done it the right way. But whatever, we're here. We're here. We're doing what we're doing. We're down to these two. I don't know. I want to say Zelina, because Zelina, this just fits her. If you just think of, just looking at the two and the attitudes, the personas, Zelina is a queen for sure. But WWE loves to make mockery of things, and I could see them giving the crown to Doudrop, which is a silly name, like you already said, and just kind of making it like a silly thing, like they do with everything that we hate. But I'm gonna go with my heart, Nunez, and I'm gonna say Zelina is gonna win. No, Zelina is gonna win, and she's been through a lot. She left.
Yes,
she has. Easily went over to AEW or wherever the hell she wanted to go. She came back to WWE, and I'm pretty sure this is a consolation prize for her coming back and sticking with WWE.
I got a question.
Please.
Do you guys think that Eva Marie's a free agent? Do you think that she somehow screws Doudrop in any scenario? Because I also can't picture how Zelina would win against Doudrop. Like, would Eva Marie cause a distraction or something? I feel like the Eva Marie story isn't quite over.
I already don't want to watch this pay-per-view that much. If
that
Eva
makes
Marie's
it even
on
worse.
there, I'm out.
I mean, to go off that, since Zelina's a heel, she could grab the tights or something.
True.
Yeah, grab the tights, grab the rope, rake the eyes, something.
That's a good question, because it did occur to me when
rake my eyes if Eva Marie shows up.
Stop. So if Piper came out last draw, I was thinking Eva Marie was going to try to take her spot or something like that. So that's a good way to think too. That should be very interesting to see how that plays out. But a lot of matches to get to. Let's talk about Xavier Woods taking on Finn Balor for the King of the Ring. Woods was an early favorite. He always talked about King of the Ring for a long time. I think it just makes sense. It's a home run on all fronts and fashions right now. Finn has a great resume. They've been high on Finn, like one of the few from NXT that has had some success on the main roster. Great resume. Like I said, I think he was number 8 on the PWI 500. That being said, this could be a great thing on Finn's resume to add to it, but it has to be Woods unless they get cute with it or whatever, which I could see happening. I'm going to go with, just like I did with Kofi back in a couple WrestleManias ago, I'm going to use the power of positivity here, and I'm picking Woods to be your next King of the Ring. Ella, I'll throw it to you. Your thoughts on the King of the Ring tournament?
Finn Balor is rightfully the prince, so Xavier Woods is going to be crowned king. I love both competitors, but I mean, I just wanted to be I felt cool. I think Xavier Woods, if WWE is not going to give us what we want in the Queen of the Ring or Queen's Crown with Liv Morgan or Toni Storm or something, they better damn give us Xavier Woods, because that reception on Twitter has been outstanding. So I think both competitors are great. I think the crowd is really invested in both of them. But again, they've both been allotted a fair amount of time too as well. So if they're going to give us one thing that we want, I think it's going to be Xavier Woods as the king, and Finn Balor will then remain the prince.
Very well said. Very interesting. D Flav, your thoughts on this one?
Wow, this is pretty tough. Number one, I think this is going to be the match of the night. I will say that. I think this is going to be up there. Kimmy, fix your face. You better fix your face, Kimmy. All right.
I have a sleeper. I have a sleeper match, and this is.
I know what you're thinking, Kimmy.
This is.
I do too. Yeah.
I think this is going to be the match of the night. I think it's going to be amazing. We have heard Xavier Woods preach this over and over and over, how he wanted this. On one hand, we know he is probably a slim chance that he's ever going to get to where Kofi and Big E got with winning a WWE championship. It's possible if things happen, but I don't think so. WWE likes to break our hearts, man. And I will say this as well, why I also thought they should have done this as his own pay-per-views, because I don't think the fans are going to give the same reaction as if Woods would have won this in the States. It means more here because we know the backstory of Xavier Woods with this. And Ella, I got to give you another fact. Finn Balor is the prince, but he is also the Demon King. So that could be a part of his alter ego. That could be a part of his alter ego if he wins the King of the Ring. Maybe we only see the crown and the get-up when the demon appears, the Demon King. So I'm going to go with Finn Balor on this one. I know they're going to break our hearts with this, and Xavier is not going to win it.
Very interesting. Very well said, as always, man. I'll say this, just thinking about it. I don't think Woods needs that top rope springboard elbow as the finisher. I don't like that as a finisher. I feel like that's more of a setup move, but I digress. Kimmy, I see you got something brewing, but I'm going to throw it to the Goodest brother first, and I'll let you take this one home. Goodest brother.
Save the best for last, Kimmy. Come on. So this is another one. When I saw the bracket, I was excited because it's Cesaro's in it.
Yeah.
And I thought for sure Cesaro would make it to the finals, if not win. I saw Ricochet. And I was like, please do something with Ricochet. But, of course, both of them lose in the first round. And so I'm looking at this finals, and it's Finn Balor and Xavier Woods. And like Rob brought up before, Finn Balor has an amazing, not even just his stuff in WWE, like his stuff in Japan and everything else. He has an amazing resume. Woods needs this a lot more than Finn Balor does. Woods has never won a singles title. It's all been tag team. I feel like if King of the Ring, as we were talking about with matches, this is also a great catapult for somebody. So I think Woods needs this a lot more, and I'm going to go with Woods.
All right, Woods, let's go. Oh, Kimmy's rubbing her hands together. She's excited. Kimmy, what do you got over here?
I'll say that this is the one match that me and Mike are disagreeing on. That's what I'll say. Me and Mike.
This is the only match?
This is the only match. We went over this morning. I sent him, I'm like, what do you disagree with? And he said, this match. And
he knows WWE booking. He's what, like 30-2 or something. But go ahead.
Listen, he picked Finn Balor, which means I'm going with Xavier Woods. But I'm going to explain myself here because all of my friends also picked Finn Balor. So I'm just friends with really bad wrestling fans. That's what I've realized. So
I wouldn't mind Balor winning, but Woods
there are reasons though.
Yeah.
I wouldn't either. I like Balor, but I think one of the things why I'm picking Woods is because I feel like as the New Day, and this has like been my point, right? How credible would they be to look back and be like, wow, 2 out of the 3 won a world title and the third one won King of the Ring. And look how many moments they were able to have as a trio. Like that's the greatest trio in history. I'm a huge Shield fan because my man's down there, but look at that. Look at that. So I think that's another reason why Woods will win, obviously, because he's been pushing for this tournament to just be a thing again. He's been showing us notes on Twitter from 2016 of just ideas and pitches he had. He needs this. It's not something he wants, it's something he needs. I think him and Xavier will just make this the funnest thing ever on SmackDown. And I think that's the thing, too. One person on Raw is going to win, another person on SmackDown is going to win. Xavier and Kofi are going to SmackDown. Selena's going to be on Raw. So you have one king and one queen. They won't do 2 on the same brand. So also common sense, guys. But I'm going with Xavier Woods, and I'm really hoping that for the draft, Balor goes after the U.S. title and beats Damian Priest. That's what I see for the Demon King.
Very well said, Kimmy. All right, very interesting. You guys are knocking it out of the park already. Let's keep it moving. We got a big card here. You talk about your man. Let's bring it up right now. Kimmy, Edge versus Seth Rollins in a cell match for this one. Very interesting. They went this direction. Kimmy, I'm just going to boomerang it right back to you. No? You need a minute? D-Flav, what do you got?
Wow. Bring it to me. Wow. Oh, man. I was just as shook up as Kimmy on this one.
Oh,
this is tough. This is very tough. I think I think no matter what, this is the end of their chapter right here. I think this is it.
It has to be.
But we know also WWE does drag stuff out, and these guys are both going to Raw, so I can see this continuing after this. Damn, this is tough. I didn't even think about it. Usually, I go through and I pick Rob, but I said I'll go off the top of the head. I'm gonna go with Edge on this one, man. I'm gonna go with Edge. I think Edge is gonna pull it out. I mean, it's Hell in a Cell. I think more historically, Edge is just known for it.
Yeah.
I really don't have no other explanation for it. I feel in my heart that Edge is gonna walk away with this one. I think it's gonna be a great match. I don't think it's gonna be as violent as we expect it to be.
Which is a shame.
Yeah, and speaking of wrestling fashion, you never had Seth Rollins on there, bro. You're slipping.
No, I was gonna say him and the Young Bucks will never win wrestling fashion, but I digress.
Wow, give my man some credit. He has a personal stylist and everything.
What's the record, real quick?
He's
Kimmy?
with Becky Lynch. He already wins.
So it's Edge and
they're
Rollins.
tied 1-1.
1-1. Okay.
Oh, so
Yeah.
this is the
Edge
rubber
won at
match.
SummerSlam, and Rollins.
Why are you
won
talking
at-
real slow? Like,
Yeah,
I
This is the rubber match.
there's a lot of wrestling.
and I
I'm
think
teaching.
if this is closing it out, I think Edge wins and for sure, and
Yeah.
he wins 2-1. I don't think you let Rollins win this 2-1 because, I mean, he doesn't really need it, to be honest. Edge will be gone, and Rollins will still be here. You know what I mean? Racking it up. So that's all. I'm Edge. Edge wins it. That's it. I'm sticking with it. That's it.
Okay. So, Kimmy, I'm gonna give you a minute, right? You're not ready yet, right?
I mean, I am, but I'm just gonna go on a mini rant.
Okay. Well, all right. I'll give you a second. I'm just gonna be very short and sweet. I'll throw it to Ella, then up to you, Kimmy. Kind of copying and paste from Derrick, but I'm actually gonna go the other way. I'm gonna pick Kimmy's favorite, Seth Rollins, because at the end of the day, I have that mentality of not even necessarily like the younger guys, but it's been a rough year in the ring for Rollins. He hasn't really done so much.
Thank you.
That's not a knock. Not to say he needs this. Again, I always say with those Shield guys, they can win a title, a tournament, anytime, any event. He could be Universal Champion tomorrow. Like, well, the way Roman's going, that's a whole different story. But that, you get my point. That being said, I think at 1-1, Seth Rollins gets the payoff here in this one. In the long run, Edge certainly doesn't need it. I'm just glad that Edge can wrestle again, and I'm glad he is too. I see Edge being more in that Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson role that he was in the WWE, where he was putting people over and working with people. They talk about this feud being 7 years in the making or whatever it is. I'm just going to say Seth Rollins wins here. Let's throw it to Ella. I saw you nodding a little bit when Derrick was talking.
Yeah, sorry, Kimmy. Yeah, like Edge won at SummerSlam, and then Rollins beat him on SmackDown, and then then Edge was out for 3 weeks, like after he was taking it on a gurney, and then Seth also invaded his home. So Seth's momentum has kind of been rolling forward in favor of him, and you know how WWE likes to do like the reverse thing. The person who's going in with momentum most of the time doesn't win at the pay-per-views, and I will say Edge is 2-2 on pay-per-views this year. Like, he won the Rumble, lost at Mania, lost at Money in the Bank, won at SummerSlam. And so, I mean, I think going forward, Edge has cut a promo, but we haven't really seen him gain that in-ring momentum, I feel like. And so maybe if he's going away, I think it's a perfect opportunity for him to get his comeuppance on Seth Rollins. I mean, they're going to the same brand, so it's possible that they'll just continue it. Kimmy, I'm sorry, but like, maybe it's because I also like want new things for Seth Rollins on Raw, because a couple of my other favorites are on, and I want them to work together. But I think it has to be Edge. Like, Rollins has really been running Edge like crazy, and like he took him out for 3 weeks. I think Edge needs to get his revenge.
Very well said. All right, Goodest brother. No, I'll throw it to Kimmy. Go ahead, then you do this.
Nice.
So Ella, I've seen your Twitter. I don't want Morrison and Rollins though.
I do. Listen, you need the master of the drip and the master of the drip together. Listen, that would be wrestling fashion.
It would, but my dad's like, they're gonna fight for the name of Drip at WrestleMania.
I want it.
I don't.
I mean, dumber things were fought over at WrestleMania.
That's
Just
true.
saying.
Exactly.
Two people fought over a shampoo commercial. So
Yes, they did indeed. So
Wrestling.
it's been a rough year to be a Rollins fan, not gonna lie. He's only won one pay-per-view, which like to remind everyone again, it's Fastlane 2021. He beat Shinsuke Nakamura.
all
Also,
good
by the
matches,
way,
though. Just saying.
yes, also, speaking of Shinsuke Nakamura, we have not defended this Intercontinental Championship since WrestleMania. What we doing? Okay.
Wow.
That's modern day with the Intercontinental title. That's like
Oh, I know. It's a forgotten title. So I think Seth Rollins is going to have some PTSD, meaning the last time he had a Hell in a Cell match, it kind of didn't go in his way. There was kind of a red light. The worst match of the year. It wasn't a good time to be a Seth Rollins fan then either. So for me, I'm excited that Rollins is moving to Raw. I feel like Raw just suits him better. Like, he just looks so good in red. So good. But I did circle Edge. I am picking Edge. I think this is where the feud ends. I think Rollins really just needs a recharge because I'm scared that he's also kind of going to get lost in the shuffle when this feud is over. Because I feel like, because I'm the person who looks at what he's doing at the live event. He's like challenging for the US title, teaming with the Usos and pretending to be Roman Reigns. And I'm like, what are you doing, my man? Pick something and go with it. But I'm excited for this match. I think Rollins is really going to protect Edge, meaning that this is a Hell in a Cell match. And, like he said on Talking Smack, he has this advantage because he's been in more Hell in a Cell matches than Edge. And 2 out of the 3 guys he was in a Hell in a Cell match kind of left the company, but that's okay. Not saying anything, but I'm going to pick Edge. And I just hope that Rollins has a better...
That's the betrayal of the century.
Yeah, that's the real betrayal of the century.
I haven't picked Rollins in so long on the last time I picked Rollins was him to win Money in the Bank, and that actually made sense.
Yeah.
It's a good
What
pick.
a professional. What a pro, Kimmy. What a pro.
Yeah,
Thank
no,
you.
I'll give you credit.
I'm crying on the inside. Don't you
I'll give
worry.
you credit. Nooner.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Edge with this one as well. Just from the storyline alone, Rollins invades his house, makes it very personal. I really hope that it's a physical match because, like Derrick was saying, like usually Hell in the Cell, that's the end of the feud. There's no other match after that you could do after Hell in the Cell to end a feud.
Yeah.
It needs to be physical. It needs to be brutal. Most modern day Hell in the Cell matches aren't like that. They should. But I'm going to go with Edge.
Wow. Am I the only one who picked Rollins?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
I don't know why you did that, bro.
Hey, you know what? You guys all laughed at me when I picked Lucha Bros to win the titles, but I digress. All right, let's talk about RK Bro taking on Styles and Omos for the Raw Tag Team Championship. Let's throw it back to you, man. Your thoughts on this?
This is an easy one. It's RK Bro. Just keep it going.
No reason to.
Yeah,
slingshot
no
it back and forth.
reason to hot potato the titles. They're still entertaining, and like I've always said, Styles is one of the few guys on the roster that doesn't need a title belt. I'll watch AJ Styles wherever he is on the card, whether it's a tag team, he's in a mid card feud, main event. I'll watch him at any point. Yeah, it's RK Bro.
Yeah, I think that's a safe pick. Orton right now, who's Bill's favorite. Not true. Everyone check out Bill's Orton rant.
He's gonna kill you for saying that. I'm gonna tell him.
I'm used to it. Billy Drip, shout out.
I'm telling him. So
That's
mean.
He's watching right now.
Oh, it's all love. He knows that. But I'm gonna say, like Orton last night on Raw, he looked like he was having the most fun. We always joke about Fun Dad Sting or whatever it is, but I'm not gonna say Fun Dad Orton, but he was having a lot of fun last night when he was hitting all his signature moves. He was fired up. He blew a kiss before he did the DDT off the ropes. Like even before that, he was really amped up and posing for the crowd and stuff, and not in that Orton heelish way. I think this is one of the rare times where he is more of a face. I mean, obviously, but he's embracing it. And he's having a lot of fun with it. I'm not a fan of Riddle, outside of the ring for a lot of reasons, but this team, it works, man. It's entertaining as far as just the character stuff. It really works. Anytime he goes, Randy, it tickles me. I don't know why. It's so funny. But that being said, they're entertaining. There's no reason to ping pong the titles back and forth. I'm going to RK Bro, Goodest Brother. Let's throw it to Ella.
I mean, you guys pretty much said, RK Bro, I feel like is just gonna keep their momentum going. They have a story there, and they don't need to hot potato the titles. Like AJ Styles, like you said, like can perform anywhere, and he's always great. And so I don't really. I mean, they do hot potato their like tag titles and like the IC title and a lot, the secondary championships. So I mean, but I don't think that there's any place that RK Bro would lose in this situation. I don't know. I just think that they've been on such like the ball's been in their court like over the last few months since they became a team, and WWE seems to trust in them. So I mean, I would think it's safe to say that RK Bro is going to be retaining at Crown Jewel.
Yeah, I think that's a safe pick. Kimmy, where are you going on this?
I'm going with RK Bro, meaning that we just had a draft, and why are we going to put the tag titles on SmackDown? You should unify the tag titles, meaning you don't have a tag team division in either brand. That would be too smart for WWE to even have a concept of, but I'm going to go with RK Bro.
All right, Derrick, is it unanimous, my friend?
Yeah, this is probably the easiest match to pick. RK Bro for sure. And I will say that because I believe AJ Styles is the greatest, if not one of the greatest wrestlers in the world today. And I want to see him go back to singles wrestling. I do not like this tag team at all. And I want them to break up. I really do. But I'm going to go RK Bro because it only makes sense. And, you know, get the merch out, man. Get the merch.
There it is. That's it, man. Very well said. I think that's our lock of the night right there. That's for you, Kimmy. Let's talk about Mansoor taking on Mustafa Ali in this one. A little bit of an interesting showdown promo between the two of them. We saw Mansoor like a little bit more of a more aggressive side, him grabbing the mic, getting real fired up, which was cool to see. I always like it to see like when guys can dig deep and see what they can bring to the table when things are a little bit more heated. So I was impressed by that, and I think for that reason he will win this one. Yeah, I think I'm going to stick with that. Let's throw it to Ella. What is your thoughts on this match?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Mansoor, wasn't he at the first Crown Jewel? Like
he's undefeated at this event.
Yeah,
he won like a
battle royal.
Yeah.
You won that huge battle royal.
And like I think that was, if not his debut, that was definitely towards the beginning of his like main roster.
Yeah, he was still on NXT
presence
at that point.
Yeah. So I mean, he's had historical success there, and I honestly, I haven't been following Raw lately, so I don't know exactly what's been going on. I know they were tag teaming for a while, but I think since they're at Crown Jewel and he's had wide success there, I think they're going to continue that going forward. Although I would love Ali to like finally get like a credible and like significant singles win. Something, but I think for historical reasons, them being in Saudi Arabia and Crown Jewel where he's had success before, I think he's going to be winning again.
Yeah, I mean the stats speak for themselves. I mean, we always talk about like the hometown person not winning, but yeah, this is a little bit different. I would say Nooner.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Mansoor as well. Like Ella said, historical success there. Rob brought up a good point. You know, his fiery promo. He needs his, they both need this win. Ali definitely needs, I feel like Ali needs to be higher up on the card. Don't know why they haven't been doing that with him. But yeah, I'm going to go with Mansoor.
Safe pick, D-Flav.
Yeah, Mansoor is definitely going to win. I mean, he hasn't lost yet. And, you know, the difference with this, Rob, with fighting in your hometown and why he's not losing, because the person that is really running the show is paying and they don't want him to lose at this card. So the Saudi Arabians don't want him to lose.
I was not going to be the one to say it, but yeah.
As long as they do this event in Saudi Arabia, he will be undefeated. Trust me. So he's definitely winning. Plus, Mustafa Ali, they haven't been doing too much with him. And this, I'll tell you what, when Mansoor, when he wrestles in Saudi Arabia, it's the biggest pop of the night. Mm-hmm. So I'll tell you, they'll definitely be the biggest pop of the night when he wins for sure.
Yeah, very well said, Kimmy.
I'm shocked no one brought this up. This is the first time two Muslim wrestlers are wrestling each other. And especially that this is in Saudi Arabia, this is an even bigger deal.
Yeah.
So this is huge. I'm shocked no one brought that up. I was like, wow.
We were saving it for you, Kimmy.
Oh, thank you so much. I mean, my best friend's Muslim, so you know, I get it. So the other cool thing, I don't know if anyone told us on Twitter too, Mustafa is actually donating his whole Crown Jewel paycheck to charity.
Yep.
Love that.
I feel like
use your platform, people.
really
Love it.
cool. But meaning that Mansoor is undefeated at this event, it only makes sense for the hometown boy to win. This should be a really fun match. I agree that they should be doing more than Ali. I think the move to SmackDown for both of them is super smart. I definitely see them both being viable contenders for the Intercontinental Championship if we ever decide to use that title again, which, too much for WWE to ask. But I'm going with Mansoor.
All right, there it is, short and sweet. Let's talk about Nunes' personal all-time favorite, Goldberg, taking on, it's Bret Hart, don't worry, versus Bobby Lashley in a no-holds-barred match, apparently. What's the record on this feud so far? Lashley beat Goldberg once. Kimmy, what do we got? That's
1-0. They've only wrestled once.
This has got to be a little bit, I'm going to go Goldberg on this one. I wasn't initially. This is going to be a short match either way. Just statistics.
I hope it is.
This isn't a knock. I'm not trying to disrespect anyone, but just statistically, I feel that this is going to be a short match. They tried to get the family involved in the feud or whatever. This feels a little bit forced to me. Their little no holds barred interview. I've never heard of a no holds barred interview before, maybe because I'm not hard hitting, but that was, I literally, like, I'm not trying to knock anyone, but I could picture the guy holding the cue cards on the other side. Like it just felt like they were reading off a teleprompter, and I wasn't really feeling that. I don't know what the excitement level for you guys are going into this match. Bobby Lashley's done some great things this year. I'm very happy with him.
Very good WWE champion.
Great WWE champion, well deserved.
Very well deserved.
Great in ring work. He works very safe. I noticed that too. The Hurt Business. List goes on and on. I'm just going to say, I'm being very careful. I'm picking my words here. I think Goldberg is going to win because he needs kind of a win. And I'll leave it at that. Derrick, let's throw it to you. Your thoughts on this one.
I'll tell you what, Rob, this is one of those matches that made me go into semi-retirement right here.
Wow.
I'll tell you that right now, because I'm tired of seeing stuff like this. But I digress. I don't see how it could be. It could be a short match, but I don't understand why this would be a short match if it's a no holds barred match. True. That doesn't make sense. Then it's like, what's the point of even making it that type of match? True. And what's going to happen? I don't know. Is the Hurt Business going to get involved? But I think Goldberg is going to win. I don't know. This is just one of those matches. I just feel like, with these events, I don't like, because I know that different people are dictating these matches and who they want to win and who they like for their crowd and all that. So I think this is just going to be one of those instances where Goldberg is going to win because that's what the people who are in charge want to happen. And that's all I'm going to say about it.
Yeah. Goldberg, Nunes, I see you kind of shaking your head.
No, and it's I love Goldberg. It's just it's
no
just
disrespect.
It's just the use, like with legendary wrestlers like that, you're not supposed to overuse them. You're not supposed to use them like a full-time wrestler. Like they're there to bring back nostalgia, to make the younger wrestlers look good, and they kind of, ever since he won in Crown Jewel and he beat the Fiend for the Universal title, I was just like, oh man, like they're really just overusing him. And it's not Goldberg's fault, because if somebody was like, hey, here's a buttload of money and wrestle a couple times a year, how hard is that to say no, So
yes, please.
But I'm gonna go with Lashley on this one. This one needs to be short, and Lashley needs to win. After the year he's had, well-deserved WWE title run, winning at WrestleMania. The Hurt Business has been one of the best things in wrestling the past couple of years. Him and MVP have been a great duo. It needs to be Bobby Lashley.
All right, Ella.
Oh man, I want it to be Bobby Lashley, but to go with Rob and Derrick at the same time, like, Goldberg already lost one of his few matches this year at SummerSlam, so he kind of needs this win, but also it's appeasing the crowd too in Saudi Arabia at Crown Jewel. So I think for that reason, Goldberg, I think they might go like a 10-minute. It's not going to be overly long, I don't think, considering, but it is a no holds barred match. So I think they have to have something at stake. So maybe like 8 to 10 minutes. And Goldberg, I just don't know. I cannot see like Lashley obviously Lashley wouldn't get pinned cleanly if it's like a pin. They could do a lot of things. It could be submission. They could do whatever basically. But I think it's Goldberg is going to win. In what fashion? I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's a smart pick. Kimmy.
Oh.
Well, meaning that I don't like how this whole feud is based off fatherhood. Like, this whole premise of this feud is over Goldberg not being a good father because his son got involved and Bobby hurt him. But when you look at Lashley and Goldberg, they have very similar careers because you had Goldberg trying to be a NFL football player but got hurt, so he had to switch to wrestling. And Bobby Lashley was trying to be in the Olympics for wrestling, and he also got injured, so he had to change his career path too. And they're both in WWE. So for me, I would have loved to have that feud that way, meaning that their careers are very similar in the fact they had career-threatening injuries and they had to change their whole pursuit of what they wanted to do with their lives. But again, I guess I'm just too smart for WWE's own pleasing. I think that Goldberg is going to win. I see Lashley actually going to the feud with Big E over the title. To me, that's how I see, now that they got rid of TLC, the January 1st pay-per-view going down. Yeah. Because let's get rid of TLC in our December pay-per-view. Okay. But this match is going to be really bad. It should be no more than 6 minutes. And let's just hope Goldberg doesn't get injured because his injury status in Crown Jewel is also not that good of a record either.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Let's move forward on this one. Let's talk about Big E taking on Drew McIntyre. A little bit of a face versus face here. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of Drew turning heel theories in this one. They've had a little bit of, they do this is what they do always with the face versus face for the championship. It's always the tag team. Sometimes they win the titles together, whatever it is. And then, someone tags himself in. We've seen this a million times, hits the finisher, dirty look at each other. They had some words. There's a little bit of respect. I think they handled this okay. They had a match last night. They shook hands, but then they kind of got in each other's face, but not. So again, like I'm not a fan of the same old, same old. This is an interesting matchup. I'm never one that's like, oh, a face can't fight a face and a heel can't fight a heel. I'm all for it. Like, I think this should be a great match at the end of the day. In fact, this could be a really good match. Yeah, that being said, Drew is obviously, it was almost telegraphed that he was going to SmackDown. He's at some point going to be a contender for the Universal Championship, even though him and Roman have had some matches already. But looking from the draft, just on the SmackDown side of things, I think I said this to Kimmy. I think Roman's going to be fighting because I don't think he's losing that title anytime soon. Spoiler alert. I think he's going to be fighting a lot of these legends and returning, and these Goldbergs and maybe The Rock and Survivor Series coming back. We'll see what happens with that.
Did you not hear the new thing? That match is happening WrestleMania 39.
Oh, where are we now? 38. 38. Oh, I mean,
waiting for LA. Which is what I'm going to hold on. I'll interrupt you for 0.5 seconds here to prove a point. I said that this match makes more sense to be in LA and California, meaning that's where the whole family lives. And everyone's like, that doesn't make sense. Look who was right. Me, people.
This is hashtag heel Kimmy. But I'll say this. Where was I? Big E can't lose this quickly. I mean, end of story. Big E just can't. Drew's going to SmackDown for a lot of reasons. Drew could turn heel on SmackDown. It doesn't make sense though with Roman over there. I think everything stays the same. I think there's a show of respect after Big E wins this. This is kind of all right, like you got the best of me, holds up Big E's hand, points to him. You're the guy, leaves the ring to Big E, and Big E retains here. Nunez, your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the same thing. It's going to be a very, very good match. I don't think these guys have ever fought one-on-one. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Especially on a big stage like this.
Yeah.
This is going to be a good match.
Definitely have. Hold on.
But I mean, I don't know when it was.
House show 94.
Yeah, Big E can't lose the title this quickly. He has a lot of momentum on his side. Well-deserved win. Drew's always. I feel like Drew is a mainstay in the title picture, whether he's on Raw or SmackDown, WWE, Universal, doesn't matter. Big E retains here.
Great pick.
WrestleMania 35, they wrestled each other for Roman's return match from cancer.
Wait. Oh, no. I think he meant Big E and Drew.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Roman and Drew. I was like, yes, I
No,
have.
we were there.
Yeah,
No, we were at
yeah.
that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's throw it to Ella. Ella, what do you got?
Simply for the fact that they're kind of already advertising like Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre to have a program at like live events, and simply for the fact that Drew is going to SmackDown and Roman will be retaining at Crown Jewel. Big E will be retaining at Crown Jewel, as he rightfully should, because Nikki ASH's Money in the Bank like reign was only like a month long, so we deserve a longer championship reign from the Money in the Bank cash in person.
All right, D-Flav.
Wow, they made these predictions pretty easy here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going Big E. Like we said, Drew SmackDown. Drew was the MVP of the pandemic, and I think we got to the point where we appreciated him, but we were tired of seeing him with the title, and nobody wants to see him with the title anytime soon. That guy needs a break, something fresh. I would love to see him, fighting with I think Ella. Oh, Ella, you want to see him with the title? Is that what you're saying over there?
I mean, I will have him gladly take that title off of Roman. But that's just me.
I don't think that's happening. I would like to see that, but I don't think that's happening. But Big E, come on, man. He just got it. I don't think he's losing it, anytime soon, at least.
All right, Kimmy, did we get to you on this one? I don't think so.
No, we did not. This is my sleeper of the night. This is what I was talking about. This is my sleeper. Yeah. I think that this is going to be better than a lot of people expect. I'm also holding out a lot of hope, meaning that this pay-per-view is in. But this is my sleeper. I think Big E easily gets the win here. I think Drew, well, I know you all touched on Drew turning heel. Who said he had to turn heel right away? I mean, he could also easily win that IC title off Nakamura and then, have a rightful IC title run on like his first run in 2009. But I'm going with Big E, and I have an early tinfoil theory that after Lashley, we'll see Big E and Kevin Owens.
Ooh, I do like that.
I like that a lot.
That makes a lot of sense. For a lot of reasons. Very well said, Kimmy. All right, let's talk about Becky Lynch, the champion, taking on Bianca Belair for Sasha Banks. This is what really drew me to this pay-per-view. This is the marquee. This is the price of admission right here. Super excited for this one. I've, a little bit of questionable booking with Becky coming back, kind of making Bianca, who we love, look like a chump. I mean, we love all these ladies. This is going to be amazing, but the booking since has been actually really good. Becky's fashion's been on point. Sasha getting the win over Becky Biceps going on. This has been very interesting. Bianca's match with Charlotte last night was phenomenal, and we knew it would be, but the ending completely killed it. And I get why they did it. I think a lot of the booking for this is going to be in some form or fashion. The red belt's going to end up on the red brand and the blue belt's going to end up on the blue show, however it is, if they swap or there's a double champ or whatever, somewhere down the line. I think it was Mike who was saying they're going to insert Charlotte into this match in some form or fashion. If she's there, if she's in the building, if she travels, I would say, yeah, she would definitely be in this match. And I'm not trying to be all like these wild theories, but if it's this triple threat as it's booked, I'm very excited for it. I put a lot of thought into this. Kimmy, help me out here. Bianca is going to Raw. Sasha stays.
Yes.
Sasha stays on the blue brand.
Yes.
And then Becky obviously going to Raw as the as of now SmackDown champion. So very interesting stuff going on here. I really just don't want to think of it like the red belt's got to be here, the blue belt's going to be here. Like I'm not thinking of it that way. Just doing all the math. I think Becky Lynch is going to retain this one. I know it's a little crazy. I'm not trying to think of, which belt goes where. I think Lynch and Charlotte, because they've had their feud so many times, it's been done. But at the same time, like if they pass each other, if they look at each other on the same show, there's always like that little tension. I love that they keep that alive. Kind of what like Seth and Roman were doing a little bit on SmackDown, which was my favorite thing that Seth has been doing this year, is just having those little sprinklings of little interactions with Roman. I think that's been really clever. So I like this long-term built booking. And I think Becky and Charlotte it's going to end up in some sort of unification match. And I don't think that's the way to go. I just see that happening for that reason. And I think all these ladies are amazing. Bianca deserves that gold again, but it's good to see her back on the climb. I've done a lot of thinking on this one. This is a hard one to choose. Triple threats always are, but I'm going to go with the man who's looked great since she came back. She really has the man, Becky Lynch, the mom, to retain the SmackDown Women's Championship here. Let's throw it to Ella.
If you would have asked me 24 hours ago, I had a completely different answer. Because I was thoroughly convinced. So there's either there was two scenarios this could play out. Like if Bianca Belair won the Raw Women's Championship, then Sasha would have to win this triple threat to keep the titles on their respective brands. However, Bianca Belair did not. She won the match, but she didn't win the championship because it ended in DQ. So Charlotte is still the Raw Women's Champion. And so by default, Sasha Banks is staying on SmackDown. So it's not likely she'll be winning. So you have to either pick then Bianca Belair or Becky Lynch. And since I think they have this going history with Charlotte and Becky, and Bianca just lost last night, that's gonna suck though, to have Bianca Belair lose 2 championship matches in a week.
Yeah.
But man, oh man, it's gonna. But I don't want to spoil anything. But so I think it has to be Becky Lynch just to make the easy scenario, since just to make that swap instead of having the Raw on Raw and SmackDown on SmackDown. That's obviously not happening now. So then the easy other solution is just to swap titles. So for that reason, Becky Lynch will be retaining. I could be wrong.
No, I like that pick, but I always hate the swap. With the New Day and the Street Profits, because they're all cool, whatever, that was cool. But you have the tension obviously between Becky and Charlotte, always frenemies, as we always say, just like me and Nunes. Just if they just switch belts, it's just why do I personally don't like that, but I could. And I think you're so right in saying that. I totally see it happening. I'm just not a fan of that personally. Nooner, your thoughts on this triple threat match?
So on paper, and especially too, depending on how much time they give these women, this is like a WrestleMania caliber type main event match. On paper alone, Sasha and Bianca was amazing. And then you add Becky in there, who, like Rob pointed out, has looked amazing since she's come back. Amazing on the mic. You realize why everybody missed her and why everybody wanted her back. There was definitely a noticeable hole when she was missing. This is a really tough one because of the brand split and the draft, and like Rob said, with the belt swapping and everything. But yeah, I think Becky has to retain here. Yeah.
Wow. So we got 3 Beckys. I see Kimmy smiling. Kimmy, what do you got on this one? I know you have a lot of thoughts.
I always have too many thoughts. Isn't that the problem? I feel like I've turned into Bill, and Bill has all these thoughts and tinfoil theories. I think Becky and Charlotte is going to main event Survivor Series, Raw Women's Champion versus SmackDown Women's Champion, because
makes sense.
I believe, I'm probably wrong, the last time they wrestled each other was Evolution.
Yes. Well, in a one-on-one match, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, in a one-on-one, yeah.
And that was not being biased because I was there, but match of the night, in my opinion. This, to me, should be the main event of Crown Jewel. I think that would not only be historic just because, of this match, but because it's in a country like Saudi Arabia. And I feel like even, going back to the Queen's Crown, it buries the fact that you're in a country like Saudi Arabia and you're having 2 women's matches on the card, which is a huge deal. And because I cannot take the Queen's Crown seriously, I can't appreciate the history that's happening on Thursday with that. But regardless, I'm really excited for this match. I think it should be really good. I was also on Mike's theory that they should add Charlotte into this just because they basically put her in this tag team match. They should coexist, should be WWE's new phrase, not then now forever together. It's can we coexist? Because they say it every week. They say it on SmackDown, they say it on NXT tonight, Raw last night. They probably say it on SmackDown on Friday. They say it every freaking day. They need to stop. But to me, I like Bianca better in the chase than the champion. I feel like some wrestlers are just better like that, and I feel like Bianca is definitely better in the chase. So she's gonna chase Charlotte or Becky for a while. I'm okay with that. And yeah, Becky, the man. Since her husband's gonna lose, the wife has to win.
Wow. D Flav, your thoughts on this triple threat match?
Wow. Yeah. So first, I think we all can agree Bianca Belair has been played out in the way she lost the title.
Yeah.
And she has been disrespected and not being able to regain the title since then, when we know she rightfully deserved to be champion and she shouldn't have lost it in that fashion.
Ridiculous.
That's the first thing. Second, Nunez, I hate to disagree with you, but I was not waiting for Becky Lynch to come back. I was not thinking there was a void in the women's division.
Okay.
I did not miss her on the mic. I did not miss her in the ring.
Okay.
I did not miss the man at all. Trust me.
Okay.
So, but hey, she's
That's how you
back.
really feel.
Yes. I Becky Lynch. I don't know. She just does something to me. But no, I think though, honestly, that she will retain in this match. I mean, I think just like Ella said, the easiest thing, she retains. They're going to play Bianca Belair out again. Then Kimmy is happy because she gets to see Bianca Belair chase for the title. Becky wins. Charlotte goes to Raw, and she has her she goes to SmackDown. I'm sorry. She has the Raw Championship. These guys just do a nice little switch and have an attitude. They face that Survivor Series, and all of us are happy here. Right?
Oh, you're right about the Survivor Series thing. You're so right about that. I don't want the swap. I know it's going to happen. It makes sense. I hope I'm wrong.
That'd be a good little interaction. I didn't even think about that. Like the opposite of the New Day and the Street Profits.
Yeah, just like
all right,
like whatever. I gotcha. All right. Let's talk. We got everybody, right? Let's go to our main. Well, hopefully not main event, but I would guess this would be the main event. The battle for Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman at the top of a ladder match. Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar for the WWE Universal Championship. It's interesting how they threw Heyman into this feud, you know, like Brock kind of trolling Roman a lot, you know, saying that he's working with Paul. He read the contract with Paul. Paul is still his associate or whatever, the advisor, whatever the word is. He's got different titles for everybody. I've said this for a while, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to disagree with me. I don't think the bloodline needs, at this point in time, Paul Heyman. I don't. When Roman got with Paul, that was the big shock value. That was the big thing that gave Roman a voice. You know, we always said on the show over the years, less is more with Roman on the mic. But, and this is no shock to anyone, Roman's found it. Like he can
improv a lifetime.
He can say his lines. He can improvise. He can make a face, a gesture. He can sit in a chair and scoff or shoo someone away. And it's just like, he's king, man. He's king. And it works. Tribal chief. I don't think he needs Paul anymore. You do need a mouthpiece, but I think of what he's doing with like the Usos and yes, I can't wait to see Naomi come in. I would love that. Even Tamina, Nia, whatever's going to happen with that. Let's bring more people in. But I personally think, and Brock's probably going to go away for a while, but I don't think Heyman, and again, I know people are going to disagree with me. I don't think Heyman needs to be with the bloodline. He's served his purpose and it has worked really well. But I think it needs to be all like Samoan. And who would be like a good, like maybe a legend or someone to bring in? Do they need someone?
Honestly, yeah, like you said, I don't think they need Paul. Them three, and then maybe Naomi or Tamina.
Yeah, but Roman's found it. For that reason, there's going to be a lot of interaction in this match with Paul, like a mistime something, and Roman looks at Paul like, were you trying to help him or something? It's going to be a lot of that during this match. But this, like I always say, this is going to be your, WWE 2K19. Everyone goes into the match with 3 finishers to start. That's going to be this match. I don't see Roman losing anytime soon. I mean, he could lose here. If anywhere, for reasons Derrick had mentioned earlier, he could lose here. Roman Reigns is going to be the shock value for the reasons Derrick has mentioned. But I'm going much like Nunes is the head of the table here. Acknowledge him, the tribal chief, Roman Reigns. Hey, you can win this Funko. Subscribe to the YouTube channel.
The table's round, so there is no head of the table.
That's it. So Nunes, you're actually agreeing with me a little bit?
Yeah, I think wrong.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, well, you raised your hands.
Yeah, you did.
And you are in a classroom, so
yeah.
I am. I'm in my philosophy class. So when everyone makes a prediction, I want you to predict if Heyman's gonna go with Reigns or Brock.
Brock. Reigns wins.
Okay.
Ooh.
Heyman goes with Brock.
Yeah,
Reigns
Reigns wins. No, I think he stays with Roman.
Okay. But no way Reigns loses.
No, there's
Okay.
no way. I mean, even
Easy.
the point. Now that I think about it, the point that Derrick did bring up before, I hope not. Roman deserves to. If he's gonna lose, it needs to be a really big deal because he's been on the roll of a lifetime, and this is what everybody envisioned him to be. It's almost like he's in his final form right now, where he can like do no wrong. Like, if he does lose, it needs to be a big deal, and it can't be here. So I see Reigns winning. But oh man, now you got me thinking.
Yeah,
I don't like
Derrick. I want to throw it to you next. Why do I have a feeling you're going to pick Brock Lesnar? I need to pull up Mike's impression, by the way, of Brock's screen. But go ahead.
First of all, it's hilarious just looking at Kimmy and Ella's faces as you guys are talking. It's hilarious. But
that's per usual.
Yeah, we're used to
it. First, let's go back. Roman doesn't need Paul Heyman. That's what you said. Totally disagree on that.
Okay.
The tribal chief does not deal with the issues of peasants. You need your middleman to take care of those issues for you.
You're right.
Paul Heyman is going to take care of those issues. Paul Heyman is going to stay with Roman Reigns because if there's one thing we know about Paul Heyman, he always stays with winners. Yes, Brock Lesnar was his guy. He was his advocate. That was great. That time has passed. Roman Reigns is the hottest thing in all of professional wrestling. I don't care what brand it is, what station it's on, TNT, TBS, USA, whatever you want to say. Roman Reigns is the hottest thing in wrestling today. Paul Heyman is not leaving that. I'll tell you that right now. The other point of Roman not needing Paul Heyman because he doesn't need a mouthpiece right now. CM Punk never needed a mouthpiece, and Paul Heyman with CM Punk was magical, and we all
puts him
loved
over the top.
Together. Same exact thing here, where yes, I'm pretty sure. I know Roman wins. That's the first point. Paul Heyman stays with Roman. And Paul Heyman actually interacts in this match to cause Brock Lesnar to lose this match. And after all of that, hey, Ella, don't make those faces to me. We save those for Rob, okay? You don't do that. Okay?
It's true.
But I'm telling you, overall with this is the same crap we've seen. It's a different Roman, yes. And I guess you could say it's a babyface Brock. But I don't expect the match to be anything different than what we've seen already. Roman will probably spear Brock through the barricade. How many times have we seen that? There'll be 100 F5s, 100 spears, 100 Superman punches.
God,
and then
somehow WrestleMania pay-per-view.
Exactly. And then somehow Paul Heyman will do something that causes them to win. And that's it. But yeah, those are all my points. Ella, you better fix your face, all right?
Oh, I do have to fix my face. I went blurry. Please hold. Hopefully this straightens me out while you're dancing.
But very well said, Derrick. Even though we're not on the same page, man, you bring about some very, very good arguments, man. Very, very well said, dude. That was
Paul Heyman won't go with the loser and let Roman win and leave with the title, man. Come on. He's not going to go with Brock.
Dude, I can't argue. I wanna, but I can't argue with everything you said.
No, that Punk point is because Punk doesn't need a mouthpiece too, but Heyman put him over the top. It was almost like to add another layer to it. That does make a lot of sense.
Ella, I know you have some thoughts on what Derrick just said. What are your thoughts on this match?
I agree with everything you're saying, but I don't want to.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just obvious that like Roman is retaining and this reign is never ending. I mean,
His reigns is
personally,
never ending.
yeah, personally, I'm so ready for something new. And that's coming from a person who could not stand Brock Lesnar like a couple of years ago. But I will say him coming back as a babyface, I feel like really refreshened him and refreshened the crowd to them. And so people don't like hate this like WrestleMania rematch as much. I feel like definitely for sure. And it brings Paul Heyman brings a whole added element, like the custody of Paul Heyman, like, and I think it's gonna be fun. There's definitely going to be a lot of repetitive movements and stuff like spear, F5, spear, Superman punch, and Paul Heyman is probably going to turn on Brock Lesnar and then continue on with Roman because Roman is obviously retaining. However, my mind knows that Roman is retaining, but me personally, I'm just ready for a new freaking champion. And so
really?
hence, yes, I like how people felt about Drew, like through everything, like they appreciated him at first. And of course, people still appreciate Roman. Like that's how I feel now. Like I'm just ready. I'm tired of it. Like, I know people are going to hate me, but I'm just ready for something new and maybe Survivor. Then again, it's probably not even going to be at Survivor Series because you have champion versus champion. So going into the new year, Roman's just going to be champion by default.
Acknowledge him, Ella. Acknowledge him.
I want to.
You can't. I need another point. You cannot tell me that you want to see Brock Lesnar every week with sleeveless flannels on TV.
I think it's entertaining.
Because if he wins the belt, he's going to be gone.
I don't know. I think he's been super entertaining since he's been back. It's giving this crowd a new dynamic with everything he's been. I think if Brock though were to win though, it obviously wouldn't be a long reign, but at least it would give me some breathing room.
He's also getting that super paycheck to not work as much. So
yeah. The best was McAfee. It looks like Brock Lesnar. Hey, Brock Lesnar. That was amazing. I hate that he's so good at everything, McAfee. He's a gem.
I love it.
Speaking of a gem, let's throw it to Kimmy. Take us home on this one.
Oh my God, that's me. Hi. I think that was important to say. So I just have this fear because they came up with the Royal Rumble poster and Brock Lesnar is on the Royal Rumble poster. Right. So I pick Roman Reigns, but I just have this fear that we're sadly going to see this WrestleMania rematch at WrestleMania 38 and Brock's going to win the Rumble. And that's how we're going to get there. Whew, I just blew everyone's mind. But I'll say that I also see Paul Heyman realigning with Lesnar. I think there's some things that you just don't break up, and I feel as if Reigns and Usos can survive on their own. I think Paul and Brock is a dynamic that you can't break, and I feel like we've seen Brock be on his own for a little bit and not always be there, and I know this is a new dynamic for him, but I feel like there's just something about that Brock and Paul partnership that will never get old, and I could definitely see Paul aligning with Brock, and then, oh, look, I got him into the Royal Rumble at number 30, and look, I got him to win. Look what I did for my man, Brock Lesnar, because we tight and we've been this way since 2002 and I do his contract in real life because I'm his real life agent, which a lot of people forget this. Paul Heyman in real life is Brock Lesnar's agent. Like all the stuff he does on TV, he does that in real life for him. So I just think it makes more sense for Paul to be with Brock. I really don't want this to main event. I'm not looking forward to this match because I've seen it at like 3 WrestleManias. We've seen it at a Saudi Arabia show already. And Ella, to your point, I just wish we would have gotten that Roman Reigns Seth Rollins feud that Seth, sprinkled so many times, but we never got the payoff. So I'm just gonna go cry in the corner that we never got it. And there's your Crown Jewel predictions, everybody.
Wow, that is it. Yeah, really great stuff, guys. This was an excellent panel. Really fantastic stuff. A lot of different viewpoints. This made it a lot of fun. But before we get out of here, we are all about the shameless promo here on the BCP. Derrick, tell everyone about some of the good stuff you're doing, man. Not only with wrestling, you did RapNWrestle too, but you're opening some gyms, right?
He's wearing the 4-5. Came out of semi-retirement, man.
Yeah.
Oh my
wearing the
God!
4-5.
Yes,
I like it.
Hey, I missed that. I have some. First of all, everybody check out Wrestling IQ 101. That is my flagship show that launched me into this world of wrestling podcast, along with my partner, Andrew Pace. Over 200 episodes there for you guys to check out and enjoy on YouTube, podcasts, and all that good stuff, Spotify, everywhere. Also, check out Rap and Wrestle, where I bring the worlds of hip hop and wrestling together, introduce you to some dope people that are on the independents and wrestling and in the hip hop world. Get to know them because they will be big stars one day, and they have tons of talent in the ring or whether it's in the recording booth. Let me see what else. Definitely check out, if you have kids, DCS program. We do a lot of great community service in our area. It's a basketball training program, but we also do tons of things, giving food to those in need, clothes, and all these community service events. You can check us out with that as well. Definitely, you're trying to get fit. If you are in the Middlesex County area, come check out F45 in North Brunswick. And there's be some other ones coming, and I'll keep everybody up to date on that. But yeah, that's all the things I got going on. And Rob, man, thank you for bringing me out, man. I'm glad to do this. I haven't done this in a while. I have some episodes that I'm sitting on with some great people that I'll be putting out soon. Get some time to edit those things. And that's it, man. No more plugs.
Love it, man. Yeah, I'm gonna come check out that gym, man. I'll do a little video or something too, man. Shameless
Luka for MVP this year,
yeah,
brother.
we'll see, man. He got the cover of the game, so there you go. Which we'll be reviewing hopefully later this week.
Oh yeah.
Ella is doing some amazing things on her podcast, her journalism. I'm legit jealous of a lot of the people that you get to interview. You're doing some amazing things. I love watching you on YouTube. Tell everyone about your channel, your podcast, all the journalism that you do, all the great stuff.
I have a lot, but I guess to start off, so this Thursday is Crown Jewel, but this Thursday also the PWI Women's Top 150 list drops. Where
Who's your number one? Who you got for number one?
Oh, I was on the committee, so I know who number one is. I can't spoil anything or else I'll get in trouble, but you're you're definitely gonna want to pick up that issue.
Off record.
I was on the committee, and I also have an article featured in there about NWA Empower. That's the first time I've said that publicly that I can tell you. So that's going to be a historic issue coming out the same day as Crown Jewel. So Thursday, we have something to look forward to.
Nice.
And then with my own podcast, my 200th episode is coming up like next week. So it's crazy that it's already coming to that. And then doing a lot of stuff with SE Scoops and WrestleZone, who I also work for. Have some exciting interviews coming out for my own podcast, A Wrestling Gal, and doing a bunch of panels this next week. This is honestly my busiest week ever. For interviews and panels with PWI and everything. I guess lastly, I have a cool interview series coming out soon for Capital Championship Wrestling. They just launched a couple months ago. They're an all-women's promotion, so I'll be doing some interviews with Masha Slamovich. I just did one with Christy Janes just before this, Kylan King, and Willow Nightingale. So that's going to be super, super fun too.
All amazing.
Dope.
That's awesome. Yeah, really, really cool. I love the interviews that you're doing. Everyone check her out, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. I'm going to say this right now, name drop, we're all about it. Saw Deanna at WrestlePro over the weekend. I said you like in my mind, you should be number one. A lot of people are saying Britt. She was so nice. Like she's like, oh, if Britt gets it, like that's fine. I'm like, no, like you.
That's what you're supposed to say.
Yeah, my pick's number one. Kimmy, before your shameless promo, you weren't on the committee, right, Kimmy?
I wish I was.
She is. Yeah. Who's your pick for number one?
I'm just gonna show it.
All right.
No one better.
Heavy favorite. Kimmy, hit us with that shameless promo. Go ahead.
So I have a question for Ella. Actually, who are you picking on Saturday between Mickie James and Deonna Purrazzo?
It's a battle between my heart and my head. So it depends how you want to ask. Like, who do I want to win versus who I think will win?
Who do you want to win?
My heart is always with Mickie James.
Hardcore country.
That's my girl from day one. However, my head says Deanna, and I just did an interview with Deanna yesterday, which will also be
so jealous.
On Thursday.
So jealous.
And we talked about PWI, her placement on the list, and we talked about that match too. So that's coming up too. My heart says Mickie James, but my head says Deonna Purrazzo. But I love and adore both of them, so I feel like I'm the real winner here. Oh gosh, question. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think that was because I've seen your Twitter and I was like, wow, I really wonder who she's going with.
Well, we'll be doing I'll be part of a Twitch watch along on Twitter Spaces with Chris Riddle, so you can hear my live reactions probably.
Oh, beautiful! Because I'll be watching that pay-per-view at 10 o'clock too.
Oh my God! Right, it's so late.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
So I guess we got to go to it's my turn for the shameless promo, Rob.
Yeah, you're up.
Okay, so now, Rob, I just want to make this very clear with you. You got yelled at the last time for interrupting me.
I'm
You're not
used
going
to
to interrupt me this time, right?
I'm used to it.
I will this time.
No, don't do
okay.
it.
So I'll have
Guilt Trip
Tiff talk-
City.
So Tiff will talk to you.
And I'll get in trouble from Tiff. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, you'll get in trouble from Tiff. So I'm gonna start with thepopbreak.com. I'm on there and I write articles. So I wrote an article about Women of Wrestling, which is another all-women's promotion that's making a comeback in the fall of 2022. So I previewed, stuff that we already know, stuff that everyone should be looking forward to. I'm currently in the midst of writing a why WWE is going backwards in their women's revolution. So that's dropping soon because I'm in the middle of writing
for that.
You do. You really do. I feel like that's the main story that should be
Just
featured in 2021. But also on the Pop Break, you can check out some Ring of Honor stuff I did with Women Division Wednesday. Willow's actually in the hunt for the Ring of Honor Women's Championship. She's one step there, so maybe she'll be versing Roxy at Final Battle. Who knows? But I'm very excited. Love Willow. I'm also a part of the No Holds Barred Network, and even though my great Canadian friend has left us very sadly, me and Tiff are still producing content. So I am your girl for Raw, SmackDown, AEW, and NXT, and actually Impact, because I will be predicting Bound for Glory. I have them right here. I'm still waiting. I picked Deanna. I did pick Deanna. I'm waiting for this the media championship match to end. Like, I need to see everyone in the field before I make my prediction. But I did pick Deanna. It is circled in blue just for you. Don't worry. So check out that not indie. Wow. Tiff is doing a bunch of stuff with independent promotions. She has her series Under the Ropes and Indie Talk. She's interviewing a bunch of independent wrestlers, and you never know where they end up. Some end up in NXT or AEW or the 100 million other promotions we have in this wonderful country of Americana. As far as the virtual signings, Ella touched on it before. She saw the one with Lita. So this weekend, so Friday. SoCal Val, my girl. She's in the States.
Her.
Oh, I know.
Part of the grown-ass women.
Damn right she is. I see the stuff you're doing with that too, Ella. Don't you worry. I'm all about it. So SoCal Val, and then we also have Charlie Caruso, Rob's future wife over there. Are you tuning in?
You showing it?
Yeah, you better be tuning into that virtual, Mr. Williams.
There she is. There she is.
Oh, I was like, what is he doing? Also, big event weekend. I will be, as I'm a virtual signing Hall of Famer. Maria Kanellis will be inducting me on November 13th. Brooke Adams also, I'm doing a virtual signing with, also a wonderful human too. So just a bunch of virtuals. Head to East Coast Autograph Auctions. You can find out all that info there. I'm here once a month predicting something, whether it be a roundtable, AEW, WWE, fighting with Mike, fighting with Kyle, fighting with Bill, yelling at Rob. I'm here once a month. So check me out here. Also check out Warriors of Wrestling. They are running an awesome show November 13th, and I am going, Rob. So you better go to that show. November
Okay,
13th.
awesome to hear. Okay.
Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be working that, and I'm also starting to do creative work there too. So that's fun.
Secret's out.
Not really. I announced it already.
Okay.
I announced it on Twitter. So speaking of Kyle, follow him on Twitch at @MasterGamings_, because I'm the biggest heel in his E Federation, who's actually going after the Women's Championship next Tuesday at his pay-per-view Halloween Havoc. So if you want to see some really good promo work and how some wrestlers should take notes from me, check that out. But finally, look, Rob, I even wrote it out down for you so I wouldn't forget. Check out Ring of Honor Women's Division Wednesday, because they're rebooting their women's division and it's super cool, and Maria's doing one hell of a job, and I'm totally not biased because I am Maria Kanellis' personal protege, and I'm just really proud and excited for everything that Maria and Ring of Honor is doing. So make sure to check it out every Wednesday, or Ring of Honor TV Monday, 7 o'clock, watch party on ringofhonorwrestling.com.
Awesome. Very well said. Seriously, thank you all during such a busy week for making the time. This was great, guys.
Good to see all y'all.
And let's get out of here. Like we always say here on the BCP, everyone stay safe.
Wait.
Yeah, bro.
I got one more thing.
I love it.
One more thing. All right. I'm sorry. I don't want to hold everybody up.
No, I got you,
please,
please. For you, come on.
I got everybody froze. I got a new record. Okay. I am the most snubbed person in wrestling fashion of the week.
The heat,
I am
the heat I get
best
for
person
wrestling
in
fashion.
I wanna make a statement right now that wrestling fashion is the biggest scam that Rob has ever put together of all his favorites, and he only picks his favorite Casey Navarro every week.
Well, that's not fair. Casey wins for us.
He showed up to Legends of the Ring looking like a zillion bucks, brother.
Yeah.
I'm not saying,
So did I.
but this dude rolled in the room
already.
and I was like,
times already, Rob.
who is this megastar that just showed up?
So real quick, we do hashtag wrestling fashion, and the idea is to get a lot of the indie names tagged in a lot of with the big names and this and that. And we do have podcasters and interviewers and all that stuff. The amount of heat I get, and I have zero fashion sense. Nunes knows this, but that being said,
win by Shane Fair.
Congrats, Shane.
Very handsome.
That being said, yes, there are a bunch of nominees for next week already. I looked throughout the week. Derrick is a nominee. It's already saved on my phone.
Nominee. I am a pity nominee for next week.
Put some respect on the Gamble's name.
I agree.
Thank you, Ellen. Thank you.
I agree.
Put some respect on it.
The heat I get for wrestling fashion. This might be the last
then
week,
maybe
folks.
you should have a better committee if you keep getting heat.
I literally tried to appoint a committee because I have no fashion sense, first of all, and I'm like the amount of heat I get for it, like I'm just trying to put everyone over. But yeah,
I love you, Rob. I love you.
I
know.
know.
I'm just
I know.
messing with you.
I know, but it was great. It's awesome. And Derrick will be a hashtag wrestling fashion nominee this week. It is not a pity nomination.
Wow.
He's my boy. But like we always say here on the BCP, everyone stay safe, stay positive, take care of each other. We out. Peace.